us to sit out under this tree and they told us to take off our clothes. Nobody actually told us what was going to happen to us. They just told us that, oh, we were going to be made into women. What does that mean? No one told us anything. And that they said that they were going to teach us about motherhood, womanhood, how to take care of the home, your children. I was still a child myself, and how to take care of your husband and all that. And keep in mind, none of that happened when we were there. None of that happened. So they came and they took my sister first, and they told me not to look back. They took her away. They were shouting and screaming. And I realized why they were screaming and shouting, because when they amputate your clitoris, just keep in mind, no anesthesia, nothing like that. You cry. You're a child. It's pain. I can't even, it's indescribable. The pain, it's a pain that it shoots up your spine into your skull, and then back down your spine to the bottom, the soles of your feet. It's worse than contraction pains, and I've had a child. So when they brought my sister back, I looked at her and she was crying. And so they told me it was my turn. And the first thing they did was they blindfolded me and they tied my hands behind my back. So if this was a good thing, first of all, why would you blindfold me? Why wouldn't you want me to see who was actually going to do what they were about to do to me? And so they led me and they put me on the ground, and they were screaming and yelling. And I don't know if it was 2 or 4 women, but they spread my legs and they held my legs apart. And then the woman who did the cutting actually sat on me. And so I still didn't know what was going on. It didn't click because it's not something I was expecting, because I thought our father actually loved us. My stepmother, I don't know why she did it. And the interesting thing, she did not lay hands on her daughter. So if it was such a good thing, why didn't you do the same thing to your own child? But she didn't. She chose not to. So as this woman began to cut, I began to fight, because that's when it just occurred to me, like, oh my gosh, something horrible is about to happen to me. So I started to wriggle and fight, and more women came in and joined to pin me down. And I don't know what got into me, but the little strength I had left in me, I just pulled myself forward and I beat her bum. And that's how I knew she was naked. She was naked while she sat on top of me. And then after that, I was gagged afterwards. And they continued to scream, and she just massacred my vagina. So afterwards, they pulled me up and they tried to lead me back to sit under the tree. But I looked down and I was covered in blood.